What's good, y'all? This your boy Blak G 92. Now, for this evening, I'm recording another reaction video, and this one is a video I ran across on my timeline made by the YouTuber named TheGamingBeaver, which I've been watching here and there over the years, and one of my favorite content creators when it comes to Jurassic Park / world media, related media, when it comes to the games or movies. Yeah, he's one of the guys, you know what I mean? Aside from Claim Fiority, Dangerville, or Tiori, and Best of Slot, you know what I mean? TheGamingBeaver is the best at doing so as well. I just love how he just describes it. And this one is titled The Problem with Modern Jurassic Films, which very interesting title. And I recently watched his review of Jurassic World Dominion that he recorded. I think it was 3 years ago when the movie came out, and I was agreeing with a lot of his points. And I said like most of the same critiques on that film that he kind of touched on as well. I mean, I didn't have much of a gripe with the nostalgia baiting, but then when I rewatched his review, I was like, oh yeah, they definitely pulled a lot of callbacks to the OG films. Like, goddamn. And it's one thing to kind of pay homage to, just basically just more so like adding things for the sake of nostalgia, as opposed to having it move forward, the franchise move forward. And before I get started with this video, watching this video, I'd like to say I've decided to do this reaction just in time for the final day of Jurassic June. Did plan on being more active, but health issues and of course work kind of just worn me down, amongst other things going on outside of YouTube. So kind of missed out on most of the not festivities, more so missed out on getting more active, speaking on my experiences with watching the films over the years, dating when I was a kid, with the first two movies being that of Jurassic Park and The Lost World, up to say recently, like 3 years ago, when I watched Jurassic World Dominion, the once and only time I ever watched it. And I don't think I really missed anything from not rewatching it, but I did plan on rewatching it before I hit the theaters. Probably the first time in that 3 years I've seen it in theaters, before I see the new Jurassic World movie, Jurassic World: The Rebirth. So I get myself prepared, because I already rewatched the first two movies, which kind of like the same that's how it was last year, I believe. Yeah, just maybe watch the first two movies, and I haven't watched the other 4 movies. I mean, not with no particular reason, but those two were just the best. You know what I mean, in my opinion. Now, The Lost World has its issues with, as far as leaving out character building moments, like in that movie, but at the very least, it did something different with the franchise, as far as having more darker and more visceral. And of course, the performance of Ian Malcolm was amazing, and Roland Timbo, played by the late great Pete Postlethwaite. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I don't know how to pronounce that man's name. Did an amazing job as Roland Timbo. And man, when I rewatched that movie, it just brought back memories, a lot of great childhood memories. Some I wish it never ended. Such a thing called my life. But hey, I ain't gonna dwell on that too much, and we'll go ahead and move on forward. And I'll give my quick take on Jurassic Park 3. I enjoyed that a lot as a kid, and of course I gotten older, noticed some of the issues with, like, say, the Kirby's. Of course, like, they were kind of an annoying bunch, to say the least. And even back then, when I did watch the movie when I was a kid, I did notice something that wasn't as good. It was kind of a step down with the comparisons to, say, Jurassic Park and The Lost World. And of course, it became more pronounced as I've gotten older. So I just watched behind the scenes, watched all the behind the scenes featurettes of all 3 of the movies that was available at the time. And yeah, it's I still enjoy it for what it was, being kind of more fast-paced and mainly with actually not much character development, exception for maybe when they brought back Dr. Grant. They brought back Dr. Grant. He's like basically the best character in the movie. And then we might Spinosaurus kill off the Rex. I thought it was a pretty awesome fight. Still think so to this day. And sometimes with a franchise, got to change things up a little bit. Now, how they went about it, they could have probably added a few more minutes of that fight instead of having it being 30 seconds long. Not 30, I don't think it was 30 seconds, maybe like a minute or so long. It could have added maybe has been slightly longer, or maybe dragged it out to probably a standoff and then the final fights, what may have you. Would have been awesome either way. But the animatronic for the Spinosaurus animatronic was so strong, it ripped the animatronic T-Rex's head off while it shot the scene. So they had to cut parts out. And there's a small little clip of Spinosaurus swiping the animatronic Rex's head on the side of his head, whatever. So they left that part. It's still in the trailer, but they left that part out. They mainly shot it CGI. And of course, I thought the Pteranodons and the bird cage scene were pretty awesome as well. The teeth was kind of a bit much because it goes against the whole idea of the Pteranodons meaning toothless beak, and they gave them teeth. If I get it, it was there's a lot of genetic shit going on. There's some sort of like weird genetics going on with that subspecies of Pteranodon that was brought back from extinction. I get that part, but yeah, they could have left the teeth out. And of course, it was also called back to Pterodactylus in the aviary scene from the Jurassic Park novel. And of course, I thought the JP3 Raptors were pretty awesome as well. They were very intelligent, set up traps, and they tracked down Grant and his group, Grant Kirby's, and when they had Grant Kirby and Billy all across the island to get their eggs back, which I thought was pretty cool. Well, like I said, that film, it was the low point in that original trilogy. Still has some notable moments, and also the CGI still holds up to this day, as well as the animatronics. And I like to say some things about Jurassic World a little bit. Well, man, this kind of been going way too long, so I might go ahead and go ahead and start this video out and see what it's looking like in about 3, 2, 1, and I'm gonna give my quick thoughts on the 3 Jurassic World movies, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Let me read it. I present to you a collection of scenes that are either reference or a direct copy of the original Jurassic Park. This is what it's like to watch modern Jurassic films as a fan with too much free time and joy. Damn, look very similar.
This looks so silky. May I touch this, boss?
The orientation of the hairs on your hand
is sustainable bamboo. How did you know that?
Did I go too fast? I go too fast. I did a flyby.
You're racing toward the extinction of our species.
Now, before this scene plays out, I definitely see how very similar that the scenes from Jurassic World Dominion were to the original Jurassic Park. Damn. And it's almost like they didn't even try to make them look different. I mean, it's almost like they just saw the scenes like, oh, we're going to make this copy. It's going to get the fans all invested in our movie. That is crazy. It just showed how lazy, how lazy the people that worked on it were. You know what I mean? And they had all the time in the world. They had the pandemic. They had time in the world to work on it because the world was going through a pandemic, but it still came out with what they came out with. It's kind of a soulless film, a conclusion to the trilogy and the previous other 5 movies. You know what I mean? So, yeah, talk about a slumber, not slumber. Talk about an ember instead of a flame.
And you don't care.
before you even knew what you had. You patented it and packaged it and slapped it on a plastic lunchbox.
Don't move. Don't move.
We can fly in this first. Oh. And now I have to say this: Rexy did it better. Rexy did that roar better than the Giga. The Giga was mid. You know what I mean? The character, not just the character, the design, roar, mid. You know what I mean? And it's crazy how the video game Jurassic World Evolution had a better design than the movie. That should not be happening. I'm gonna play it back to show how epic, how epic the OG and the
Big fan. I read your book.
I read your book.
Floor.
He's absolutely out of his mind.
Just need to
Shut down the primary system.
yes, exactly.
Shutting down the system.
Next floor up.
I'm coming with you. I'm going with him.
damn.
Give me 8 minutes. I can find her.
Shameless.
3 minutes, I can have power back on the entire park.
Be on channel 5. Okay.
Step by step. I'm on channel 2. What matters, I guess, is what we do now.
The only thing that matters now are the people we love.
There's a green button. Do you see a green button?
There's a round green button.
Oh,
Brought to you
boy.
by Rogue.
Come on, Tom. Let's go.
Ah, shut up. And that's it. That was it. That was all the references to the OG Jurassic Park that Jurassic World Dominion had. And holy shit. Goddamn. Gave me more the reason not even bother rewatching Jurassic World Dominion. But I kind of have to mentally prepare myself for this new one, which I've recently seen, not recently, but I've just seen earlier today, that has a 60% on Rotten Tomatoes critic score, that is. We haven't seen the audience score. And granted, Rotten Tomatoes is not fully trusted. I mainly go on IMDb, but you know, people tend to use that nowadays, especially when they promote a highly critically acclaimed film and kind of overhype it way more than what it is, which they've done so with Sinners. And I've sang my praise. I always sing my praise about the movie, but yeah, they kind of overdid it with, oh, fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes, 97%. Okay, let people decide if they like the movie or not. Quit putting the fucking rating on that shit. That don't mean nothing. Well, it's not gonna mean nothing, but I mean, and plus, I didn't have high hopes, hence the last movie, that Rebirth was going to have a high critical score, since the last one was like very low. I think it was 33%, I think, on Rotten Tomatoes, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to have to Google it when I log off, when I get done with this reaction video, which is done already, but that was waste time just talking. And yeah, so I did have high hopes, and I did see some initial reviews of Jurassic World Rebirth. There's some that were good, others more some mixed, some were, and a few were negative, so I didn't expect too much going in as far as the critic rating on Rotten Tomatoes neither. It's still a fresh score, and who's to say, and only time will tell if it's going to go up or go down, and how the audience is going to feel, because like I said, I've seen some slightly mixed reviews from the early viewings of those that went to see the movie overseas in the UK, and for those that were invited to see the movie, mainly content creators that never really cared about the Jurassic Park franchise like that, like say TheGamingBeaver or any other content creator I could think of that's covered the franchise from like since day one. It's like, it's crazy. You didn't invite these guys, but you inviting like these, to be fair weather content creators. That's crazy. Anyway, someone's like, who here was expecting a rich deep dive analysis? The fact that it's only the menu. I recently watched every single JP World film in the series, and it's beyond exhausting amount of references to the OG3. More like the first movie. Your filmmakers were so preoccupied with it, they didn't stop and think if they should. Yup. They ain't stop and think if they should keep on making these callbacks. That's what it seemed like to me. And it made me more or less excited to see like Jurassic World Dominion. And it's more or less somewhat a similar feeling I had with Star Wars Episode 9, Rise of Skywalker. Because that one was just, I don't know what it's like the filmmakers just gave up. Like, what's his name? J.J. Abrams just gave up. It was like, okay, we're going to do all these callbacks to the OG films. And we're going to bring back the Emperor, even though he died in Episode 6. But don't worry, we're going to come up with some bullshit, convoluted way he just been brought back with the Force or some shit like. You got to establish some things with the Force. And yeah, and I only watched it. It's like the first and only time I watched that one in theaters was in theaters. So yeah, kind of have similar feelings with the recent sequel trilogy of Star Wars I have with the recent. Well, it's not as strong, but with this Dominion, it's like, yeah, kind of left a bad sour taste in my mouth. You know, it really did. And I still have fond memories of Jurassic World. Basically, when me and my mom were seeing it during the opening weekend, and I thought it was awesome return to form. Even though it was kind of more so playing it safe. Now, Fallen Kingdom, it attempted to do something different with it. Wow, it seemed like it had like two movies mixed into one. It left out character building moments yet again. Similar mistakes as The Lost World, and this time kind of holds the film back from being truly great. And like the second half was obviously the best half of the movie in my opinion. And I'm gonna end this on here, and might do another more. We'll probably do another video prior to me if I decide to see Jurassic World Rebirth an opening night or wait till the weekend. Either one. Either way, I'm gonna do a video, kind of give my thoughts on the overall franchise and where it stands in another video. So now, if you interested in seeing more commentary or see me do reactions to music videos, countdowns, movie clips, trailers, songs, interviews, let me know in the comment section below. And this is your first time watching this reaction video, be sure to hit that like button, hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button as well. This is your boy Blak G92 about to sign off. Holla at your boy. Peace.